We have a new Minister of Labour, Laurie Scott, returning from Halliburton, Kawartha Lakes, Brock. Laurie Scott is someone that is no stranger to provincial politics, been around for a long time. She's the Minister of Labour. Now, the Minister of Labour, it'll be interesting to watch because there's a few things coming down the horizon that the Minister should be prepared for.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, beyond Laurie Scott's definite abilities as a politician, she had championed a number of significant issues when she was in opposition, particularly with respect to sex slave trade and seeking greater protections and enforcement in that area. We certainly expect that there's going to be a lot of activity with the Ministry of Labour. I'm sure those watching will remember that Bill 148 came into effect last year. That was the bill which most people recognize as being the one that raised the minimum wage to $14 an hour.
And then 15.
Well, it will be 15 as of January 1st, 2019, assuming that no amendments are made to that legislation, which we expect will happen. But there were also a whole raft of other very significant labor changes, both with respect to scheduling provisions, as well as union and certification requirements and stipulations and so forth within there. So, we are expecting a fairly significant review of that legislation because it was a very sweeping piece of labor legislation that was brought in place by the Wynne government. So we do expect a lot to happen there, and even though it's not necessarily one of the prominent priorities put forward by the Ford government because of timing, just by necessity, it's going to have to be dealt with in a quick fashion.
We should point out too that as Minister of Labour, so there's the kind of labor relations part of things, which involves unions. And look, let's be honest, the last time there was a PC government, labor relations were not the greatest. And there's also the employment standards part, the non-unionized workforce in Ontario. So you're right, the minimum wage, they said they won't turn it into $15 an hour come next January, so something's got to give there. So, but certainly he's a capable politician. And
well respected, well liked.
I think so, within the caucus and even outside of it. So challenging days ahead, but I think she'll be up for it, and we wish her well.